Good afternoon, everyone. Let's start with some opening comments. So Secretary Blinken just spoke to the situation in Syria in the last 30 minutes, so I'm not going to repeat.
For the U.S. to say that they're not there, but you just said they're disastrous for the Syrian people. I mean, would you be looking, is that one of the, as you said, you're judging them by action?
South Korea affect official meeting or event between U.S. and South Korea?
The alliance between duly held rights, but we do want to see wars resolved and peace brought to the world. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Two things about it. Number one, I think it's important to put in context what happened that led up to this event. First of all, the Syrian army abandoned its positions in the area around the negotiated Israeli-Syrian buffer zone, which potentially creates a vacuum that could have been filled by terrorist organizations that would threaten the state of Israel and would threaten civilians inside Israel. Every country has the right to take action against terrorist organizations, and every country, I think, would be worried about a possible vacuum that could be filled by terrorist organizations on its border, especially in volatile times, as we obviously are in right now in Syria. The second thing that is important is that Israel has said that these actions are temporary to defend its borders. These are not permanent actions. And so ultimately, what we want to see is lasting stability between Israel and Israel and Syria. And that means we support all sides upholding the 1974 disengagement agreement. Because ultimately, this is a process that needs to be led by Syrians, not by the United States, not by any other country in the region. And so what we can do is make clear that we will support the Syrian people on this path towards a better future. We're going to protect our own interests while we do that. We're going to make sure that ISIS doesn't reemerge. But it is not for the United States to try to use its influence or leverage to dictate any path forward for them. We want to see them make those decisions on their own. Now, we're going to be clear in engaging with all of the relevant parties inside Syria and elsewhere in the region that there are a few core fundamental principles that we want to see respected as that moves forward. First of all, when it comes to our relationship with the Korean people, we stand shoulder to shoulder with the Korean people. And that is, of course, most true in times of testing and uncertainty, as we have seen over the past week. But what we believe is important, and what we have seen over that past week, is the democratic resilience of Korea, democratic resilience that was hard won over a period of several decades. So we will keep lines of communication open with all relevant parties in the Republic of Korea. The legal process and the political process should play out there consistent with the rule of law. President Yoon is the president of Korea, and the political process in Korea will play out as it should under Korea's laws and Korea's constitution.